In this exercise tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through an overhead forward walking lunge. So the difference between a forward overhead lunge and a forward walking overhead lunge is with the walking lunge, we need a walkway because you're going to be coming from one lunge position into the next lunge position, as opposed to just your normal forward lunge where you come forwards and back to a stationary position. So when it comes to the overhead lunge, you can decide to do this with body weight. You could have a kettlebell above your head. You could have a dumbbell or alternatively a barbell if you really wanted to. Now for beginners, if you've got weight plates in your gym with these nice handles, this is what I'd recommend because you've got a nice grip in the handles. You're not going to go anywhere. The chances of slipping is very low. So you can use one of these if you decide to, if you've got them in your gym with the handles like so. Now firstly, what I want you to do is just a little test, okay? So I want you to bring whatever you're using above your body. Now in this position, if you feel like your back's straining and you're hyperextending, it might be an indication that you haven't got the adequate shoulder mobility for this exercise. Now if that's the case, you can still do the exercise, but just don't come into that position. Maybe bring the weight slightly forward in front of your body, or maybe even come into a position where it's just above your head. You've got bent elbows though. If, however, you feel really good with the lower back, you can then come into the full version of the exercise where you've got that full amount of flexion. So you've got yourself in this position. Now from here, well, the first thing I'd want you to do, once you've got your position, before you even do your first repetition, is squeeze your core and glutes. So that's going to get the trunk and hips activated. You're ready to go. Squeeze in those core and muscles and the glute muscles. From here, you're going to come forward into your lunge, straight into the next one. Notice how I'm not completely lunging forwards. I'm slightly going to the side. I'm keeping that hip width distance. So when I'm doing one repetition, I'm not coming directly forwards and then into the next one. I'm coming forwards but into my hip width position each time. So it's nice for my knees to be tracking over the position of my toes. When we talk about knee tracking, when you're coming down into your lunge position, you've got to make sure that that knee is not coming too far in or too far out when you're doing your lunges. Try to aim for the knee coming directly in a position where it's tracking on that second toe as opposed to too far in or too far out. Let me show you what this looks like from a backwards perspective. So weight above my head. Each repetition, I'm bending both knees, keeping my core and glutes activated, and you would repeat that for your desired amount of sets and repetitions. That's how to do an overhead forward walking lunge.